Well, UFC 257, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. This card is going to be lit, completely lit, like this fire down here. So, I bid you a fine welcome to join me by the fire, and I hope that I sound okay. And the visuals, I hope that you're enjoying the visuals here, because this is the new system. And I am absolutely delighted with the results. And if it wasn't for my brother Gibson, my brother from Belfast, to help me, and he really fixed the computer through, there was a driver issue, but I really hope that's coming across, that sharp, ultra high graphics is coming through. And there's so much plans for this channel, extraordinary plans for the channel. And my brother Gibson is going to help me setting up cameras, going to have guests on and whatnot. But through all this COVID lockdown and all that crap that's going on, I hope you're doing well. I really do hope. And don't stop fighting. And this is going to be over. This is all going to be over. And so we've got this card tonight, and I've watched all the interviews, and I've really been trying to fix this system up in time to do a prediction. So I'll say it straight off the bat that my prediction for this fight is Dustin Poirier by knockout. The reason why is because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principles, against principalities. And Dustin has a lot of principles and morals that are aligned with mine. And it's good to see Conor. It really is good to see Conor relaxed and calm and more happy. But I don't know if it's fake or not, because there's a part of me thinking that this charm that he's playing is a sort of like a state of hypnosis across like all the viewers and stuff, that he can fight Khabib again. And I don't know if Khabib did say whoever beats Dustin fights for the title, and I think I do think that Conor's behaviour is sort of a type of tactic to bait Khabib to think, right, this man has changed. Do you know what I mean? Like for Khabib to think and reconsider and say, no, this man is humble. This is a humble man. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right. I don't know if he's doing that to try and get a rematch and then flip the script again and be the bad guy. But I'm sick of that. I'm sick of the bad guy stuff, because I've been a UFC fan for years, but when Conor came in, something changed within like my spirit, because it was brilliant to see the green, white and orange, the flag of our country, to be placed on the UFC belt, and to be in the hall of mixed martial arts for Ireland to be represented is fantastic. But through that responsibility of being a representative of Ireland, Ireland is not, see this personality that McGregor has, Irish people don't like that type of behaviour. I was off the Conor train. I don't know about you, but when McGregor threw that dolly through the bus window, and what really upset me was Rose, was wee thug Rose, because it just reminded me of my sister, my fragile sister. You know, like that bloody dolly, if that had hit Rose in the head, I could have killed her, dead. And but I don't really know if that's just a reflection of Conor's mental state and stuff, the pressure of trying to be at the top, because I could have made videos here slandering and slaughtering McGregor in many different ways, but I cannot judge a man when I don't truly know him, because I only know Conor from through the media and stuff. And while Dustin Poirier, he's completely the opposite, and it was good to see McGregor being nice with Poirier, because Poirier has a really good soul, and you can see that in his who he fights for, the Good Fight Foundation. And so when the fight starts, where it's actually taking place, and I hope you're doing well, I really do. Abu Dhabi, and where we're gonna go, sorry, is Yas Island. I'm gonna show you the location, and I hope this quality's coming through on your screen. So the Etihad Stadium is here, and this is just a general catch up as well. I've got so much stuff planned for the channel, and it's all different stuff because I like to think outside the box. And it's in the Millennium Falcon. Dana White, Darth Vader. So they're going to fight on the Millennium Falcon, and this is the hotel. This is actually the hotel where all the fighters are staying and the staff. And you can see the Formula 1 or Formula 2 or whatever track that surrounds it. So that's where all the fighters are staying, and it's just across the way, and this is the airport. So this is actually where the fighters land. You can see there's 0 planes. You can tell that they're very private. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's very early. Just having a cup of tea. So back to the fight. I said at the beginning there, I've got Dustin Poirier by knockout, and the reason why is that Dustin was beat. Dustin was beat by Michael Johnson, and I believe Conor has that similar style as Johnson. And Johnson knocked Poirier out, I believe, in the first round. But Poirier has made so much changes, so many changes, and we haven't seen McGregor. McGregor has lost his last fight at 155. He was beat at his last fight at 155 by Khabib, and his last win was against Cowboy Cerrone, who hadn't won a fight in his last 5 fights. So he hadn't won, and that was at 170. And Conor on the scale looked fantastic. Let's talk about that. Both fighters on the scales. Conor looked really, really good. Poirier looked even better. I think the Conor that showed up against Eddie Alvarez was the best Conor we're probably ever going to see. But let's see tonight, and I'm so excited. I'm very, very excited. I've paid for the pay-per-view and all. I'm going to watch it, and may the best man win. That's all I can say. And this sport is just a reflection of life itself, that we always have to fight and come back a better person. And I hope and pray Conor does come back, because he gave me so much influence, positive influence on everything in life. And then when the wanderlust of money became his main objective. That's when I was like, right, I know for a fact he's not in this to help the Irish people get representation. He's there to help himself, and I don't blame him for that. But let's get back to Poirier. So when they come out and they touch gloves, Poirier is obviously going to avoid Conor's most dangerous weapon, which is going to be his left hand. So Poirier constantly has to circle to his left. So Poirier is going to move left. And when he moves to the left, he'll be moving into Conor's right hand. And of course Conor does like to get people up against the cage, against the back of the fence, and land his left. But Poirier has really nice feet, and so does McGregor. Poirier has the striking advantage here, and I'm just going to show you some stats that I'm just really going to waffle on and not really care about time. But let's look at some of the benchmarks, some of the stats here. Win by knockout or technical knockout, 50% for Dustin Poirier and 86% for Conor. Obviously, Conor's going to have less submissions. Submissions by Dustin 23%, by Conor 5%. And I hope my audio sounds good, because I've had lots of audio and compression issues with this new system, and it wasn't accepting my audio file and drivers. So back down to decisions. So that's submissions. Dustin Poirier obviously a lot higher. Decisions 27% for Dustin, 9% for Conor. This is where it gets absolutely crucial. I'm telling you that this fight is not going the distance. There's no way. It's going to be nearly impossible, and if it does, it's going to be a phenomenal fight. So the average fight time for Dustin is 8 minutes and 55 seconds, and for Conor, it's 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So they're literally like 35 seconds apart from their average fight time. So that's when the fight ends, and this fight is 25 minutes. So each fighter have nearly identical stats here, and I'm going to show you more. Landed per minute. So there's 5 minutes in each round. So you multiply this by 5 for each round. This is going to be a fire fight, folks. It's going to be like this fire down here, completely lit. It's completely identical. It's like studying two of the top fighter jets. They're both very similar. Significant strikes, 49% each for significant strikes. So 49% of their attacks are significant strike based. That's insane. Strikes absorbed per minute. So this is multiplied by 5 again. 3.69 for Dustin. But it's 4.4 for Conor. Isn't that insane? That you would think Conor would be lower in getting strikes absorbed. And I'd say that fight with Nate brought that up a lot. Defense, 56% for Dustin and 55% for Conor. Absolutely insane here. The takedown average per 15 minutes. So you multiply this by 1, because it's 5 rounds, so that would be 15 minutes. Well, no, it would be multiplied by 0.5. But I'm sorry with my maths. So it's 1. The takedown average is 1.75 per 15. When's McGregor ever taken anyone down here? 0.75 takedowns per 15 minutes. So Conor is going to at least attempt just round that off. One there, unless they count a sweep, you know, like a jiu-jitsu sweep or a reversal on the ground. I don't know. I really don't know about that one. The takedown accuracy, look at that. How's Conor 62%? Conor the wrestler. There's a part of me thinking Conor's just going to spark Dustin clean out. Like, similar to, not Aldo, but very similar to Eddie Alvarez. Could see that, or like the Michael Johnson loss when Dustin was knocked out by Michael Johnson. He was just clipped as he was throwing a punch. But I think Dustin's going to be, because you just have to get out of the first 2 rounds with McGregor. See that 8 minutes 22. See if you get past 8 minutes 22, your percentage of winning, in my opinion, has increased a lot. And Dustin gets better, because Dustin is like a trucker, a long haul trucker. He just hauls that gear around and around and around, while McGregor's like I don't know, he's like a steamroller. No, that's Khabib. Don't know what McGregor's like. Yeah, he's like an MG42. I just thought of it there. An MG42 was the best machine gun in the German army, but it overheated so quickly because its rate of fire is so high. Bit like that. It jammed a lot. And you needed to change the barrels and stuff. So submission average 1.32 every 15. So I believe it's going to be either a TKO or even a sub. But I looked at the odds, it's only 3-1 by TKO or submission, but it's 5-1, and I got Dustin at 6-1 for TKO. So I may as well go for it. So yeah, I'm going to show you more numbers here. Dustin Poirier. Come on, see these numbers. This is insane. Watch this. So wins by knockout 13, wins by submission 6, wins by decision 7. 50% strike accuracy. Significant strikes landed is 1,146. Significant strikes attempted 2,302. Dear Lord, that is insane. Look at that. Strikes landed per minute, so it's more or less 6 if you round that off. And 78% are to the dome. To the dome. Significant strike defense 56%. Takedown, we've seen that. So let's go back here and look at Conor. I really do hope this quality has improved. There's so much planned for the future, but I hope you're doing well. Striking, they're both identical, but look what's not identical. Look at the strike numbers. Significant strikes landed. Of course, Conor just needs 1 or 2 shots, but that was in the 145 pound division. I'm not taking away his knockouts or anything, but it is insane the difference. Dustin is double that, and then significant strikes attempted. Dustin is triple that. So Dustin is firing at you constantly. This is going to be such a fight. I cannot wait. 1,100 for McGregor. So look, Dustin's more or less 6. It's so identical. Look at that. 71% of the dome. Just like Poirier. And I do see Poirier coming out and just kicking McGregor to death. Doing what he did to Dustin Poirier, making this a dirty fight, a really messy, dirty fight. Seriously. See if Dustin plays this game of, okay, let's actually box. Let's play this game where you touch me, I touch you. Dustin is getting knocked out. But if Dustin goes in and does that Justin Gaethje, what he did to Gaethje, and Gaethje obviously has a lot more kicks, and McGregor used to be based on kicks. He came out their first fight, because this is a rematch, and in their first match, Conor came out with a hook kick, a karate move, and I don't know if Conor's going to get back to his kicks or anything, but this is going to be a fantastic fight. The reach is more or less the same. I would say Conor's got a bit longer hidden reach because of his feet, and that's one thing that's not really considered with reach, because your feet, you can get in and out really quick, and if you step in an inch, you gain an inch in your reach, if you understand what I mean. So you get more power and stuff, and so this is going to be a fantastic fight. And of course, the co-main event, Michael Chandler, Dan the Hitman Hooker, Lord of the Rings. He went to Mordor. This man went to Mordor to return the ring from whence it was made. And cause see every time I hear Dan Hooker talking, I always think of Lord of the Rings, because the DVD box set, all the crew, see all the editing crew, they all sound like Dan Hooker. But so Michael Chandler, he has something to prove. Really, he has a lot to prove here, because he's coming into the UFC as a Bellator champion, and it is very convenient that when COVID hit, all of a sudden they acquire Michael Chandler, who's obviously USADA can't be testing during the COVID. Isn't it very strange that no one's popped this year during COVID? Not one person. Just makes you think. So Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler is such a nice man, a really nice guy, and he's got no stats. Zero stats, because he hasn't fought in the UFC yet. But he's been in Bellator for 10 years. Or, sorry, he's been in the promotion of Scott Coker, I believe you call him, the promoter. He's like the Dana White of Bellator. I believe he's been signed with him for all that time. But we've seen Ben Askren coming over, and he got flying kneed into Jupiter. He landed in Jupiter, and Chandler is coming over from Bellator, so I seriously believe he's going to get kneed. There's going to be a knee from Dan Hooker, because if you look at Dan's fights, he throws a lot of knees straight up the centre, and people always go for a takedown and get a knee right to the temple. And this is another thing that I didn't mention here. Dustin Poirier has been training with Jorge Masvidal for the past couple of months. The past couple of years, because they're in the same gym, American Top Team, ATT, and I think they've been training for years. And Poirier, man, he's such a nice man. He's such a nice guy, and it's good to see Conor doing good stuff for the foundation, and I hope that may that continue. But let's get back to Chandler. That Chandler has something to prove here. He has a lot to prove, because he's going to come over to the UFC thinking, right, but look at him, he's 21-5, and you can't be going up there with Khabib. Khabib is the GOAT, in my opinion. Well, the GOAT is really God, but the greatest of all time at this moment at mixed martial arts at the 155 division is definitely Khabib. It's gotta be. I always said it was Tony, but the UFC just took a massive dump on top of Tony over and over again, and I'm just sick and tired of it. So God bless Tony, but Chandler has lost 5 times, and Khabib is 29-0, and that's just such a phenomenal thing to do in the sport. So I believe I believe that Chandler when he comes over, especially to Abu Dhabi, to Fight Island, he's gonna get treatment that he's never got before, and he's gonna realise, oh damn, this actually is a bigger promotion. The UFC is a bigger promotion, and this might unnerve him, but it might make him step up as well. But the reach as well, you're going to see a big, look at that, nearly 4 inches, and with good feet movement, that can be increased. As I was saying, you can increase your reach by your hips and the way you lean forward and lean back. And Adesanya is amazing at using hidden reach, where he puts like a plus 9. He's like playing D&D. He's got all +9 there, all of his attacks. So but a part of me's thinking it's only 3 rounds. Chandler's just going to wrestle him, take him down, and treat him like sort of Khabib, like do what sort of Khabib does. But we'll see, and may the best man win there too. And this is another thing. This fight, shoe face. I don't know what commission allows a face for a shoe if you're going to compete. The UFC have actually CGI'd his face on. So this isn't his face. This is it's actually a shoe, but it's computer generated images. Yeah, so this guy's actually called Shoeface. Look into it. And where the hell is Eddie Bravo? So let's get back to this fight. It's going to be amazing. I see the leg kicks happening. And sorry, Jojo, my Scottish sister, and this is also a shout out to Nicola. God bless you. She's from Scotland, a bloody angel, and we Jojo. I know for a fact, Nicola, you're going to be supporting Jojo, and I support her too, because here is Jessica, the most famous woman on MMA world, and she's the evil eye. And if you know anything about Irish history, Balor the evil eye is one of the most evil characters in all of Ireland, and he killed our rightful king Nuada with his eye. And don't touch our Jojo. Don't touch Jojo. You can box and all, but keep your eye away from her. She's a wee darling. So she is. And there's a fight that fell out here. I heard about this morning. That a fighter, Dana White, has sacked him Dana White has fired the guy for, I don't know if he's on this or the prelims. Who the hell was it again? I believe he was a German, maybe. And what actually happened, if you don't know, is that so all fighters get tested for coronavirus. Yeah. And one of them was tested and he managed to fake his cards somehow. That his coach brought in fake cards or fake approval certificates, sneaked up into the balcony, switched them, did something, and he actually had coronavirus. He actually did have it. And if it's true that this person actually did have it and he was risking all these individuals and risking such a big sport and stuff, and there's kids there, and you know, it's a very dangerous thing to do. And I do understand there's certain people that can't make money. You know, there's certain people that cannot make any cash. This card is lit, by the way. +3. I'm very surprised Roundtree is so low on the card. Very surprised. So that's all the card, and a few fights have fell out. There's been a few misweights. Conor made 155. Obviously Conor made 155 because he wants to show that he can make weight for the belt. Dustin made 156, and I don't see why to cut an extra pound. And a pound can mean a lot. So may the best man win, and may you enjoy the card. And I would love to know your predictions. I would love to know what you're thinking, what's going through your mind, and I really hope you're doing well and your families are doing well, and there's a bright future ahead for my channel, and I can't thank you enough for supporting me. I really can't. And I do support Conor and coming back and being a better man, but I have to go with the man who has the same morals as me and the same moral compass. And I really hope Dustin wins. I really, really do. But I hope Conor wins too, because I hope that he can come back and be a better person. Even if he loses, I hope Conor can come back. But I don't want to see this get on the mic and become this bloody, I don't know, money mad. It's not about money. It's about making your community better, just like Dustin. And I don't want to end this video on some sort of like a Jerry Springer happy note thing, but this life that we have is so precious that we have to give back. And as I said before in previous videos, fires, as this fire burns, the hardest metals and the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. And Poirier has said it before, and it was amazing to see the weigh-ins, Dustin giving him the hot sauce. And it's a good psychological thing there. It could be just a genuine thank you, you know, but there's a part of me thinking Dustin was feeling a bit awkward because Conor was being so nice, and there's a part of me feels that Dustin is glad that Conor's being nice, so he can sort of right, I can relax, this is just a competition. But Conor wants that, you know. Of course he beat him the first time through main games, but I don't think it would work as strong because you can't really say anything bad about Dustin because of the good stuff that he's been doing. And there's a part of me does feel that Khabib did humble McGregor. He did, when he was standing over McGregor, pointing down at him, and then when he jumped over the cage and flew like an eagle. Of course that wasn't good. Definitely not good. That wasn't good to see for the sport. And that was just a bad bunch of circumstances that all blended up into one. And of course, I'm Irish, Conor's Irish. Why the hell am I going against an Irishman? Because see all the antics, as I said, see all that behaviour. Irish people don't behave like that. I really do not behave like that, and I hope Conor can be a better person. And I want to know your predictions, and I hope that you win. Can take some of your family out for some shopping, some of your loved ones. But there's more videos coming out, and much more stuff. But for the time being, I'm Marcus. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.